Hi Aries! Hey, what's up y'all? Thank you so much for visiting my channel, Merging Timelines. Today we're getting into your very general reading for the day. I think I'm going to stop at Leo and kind of wrap up the earth signs at my mom's house. I got to get the kids today. And so I've taken a day off just for myself, just to get to myself. Probably be working all day on Friday or Saturday, but all within moderation, you know, just shifting things. I feel the need to go over change with you guys, like just coming into your energy, Aries. This is really fast and really to the point, but as the Emperor and the Queen of Wands energy, right? I think what we are noticing more and more is how change is forever constant, and that it doesn't have to necessarily be change around us, but change within us that we're embracing the most, okay? The change within you that needs to be embraced the most. So going through whether it's like change in occupation, change in aging, change in relationships, but the biggest part of the change is the part of you. Because you are the same. You know how people say, you know, like I am like 33, 55, 88, to throw a few ranges out there, you know? But the feeling, the change that really isn't acknowledged for what it is the part of you that's just literally evolving beyond the years of experience, you know, beyond the time of experience, because time is an illusion. So it's not about the age, it's not about the person, it's not about the occupation, it's about the change within you. 222. It's about coming into yourself and realizing that I deal with this in a very excitable way. I'm taking excitement around this new version of myself, this new part of me that I absolutely love, and just taking the risk in experiencing that new version of you. You know, I think coming into this point has been about the thoughts that you have had and how the thoughts were associated with others when really they were supposed to be more about you, you know, and more about what you needed to work on. And I feel like you're getting to this point where your overthinking is hurting you, because changes is like on you again. It's Sagittarian season, and all this energy is like boom, boom, boom. Move, I said. Move, I said. And you're like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired of moving. I'm tired of shifting. I'm tired of changing jobs, changing location, changing relationships. I'm tired of changing these things. You know, at some point, I'm going to endure the fact that biggest change is within my heart, within shifting my heart. You know, I'm researching things. I'm finding out things about me and about others and about everything. Like everything is a topic of learning. Every day you learn something new, Mel. Every single day you learn something new. I know it, Aries. I know it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. You know, but I know that what's influencing all of this quick, fast energy is the thoughts that you've had in the past and how you've allowed the shadow to lead you. Like this is, in the past, I've seen this card in a number of ways, but right now I feel like you're allowing your darkness to guide you to be the point of where you need to be, you know? I don't see it in a good way with this card. I see it as like a disappointment. It's like every time you see the darkness, you're pulled towards it for some reason, pulled in that direction. And maybe it's to work on it more. I mean, the more that you can see it for what it is helping you to decide what you need to work on. Because the time is now to move again, but I see that you're like overthinking to the point of nightmares, having these nightmares, having these sleepless nights even, because you can't stop the voices in your head. There's one that wants to say, pick me, you know, and the rest are like daunting. They're mocking you. They're over your head saying, there was this time, and there was that time, and there was this time, and there was that time. There's plenty of experiences that added up to the thoughts that you have today. I'm going to take these two. So you have this in your past energy, meaning right now, everything around you wants to change again. They're saying, okay, let's make a move, bust it now, do it now, do it now. And you're like, okay, but I have to decide within something that I'm overthinking about, something that I'm scared of doing, scared of releasing, you know, because out of all of these 9, there's a completion here. 9 is completion, right? But of all of these thoughts that I can add up, there's one angel here that's flying above the rest. She's standing at the front. He's standing at the front. And then there's these other 8 that are just mocking me. You know, 8 is an infinite number. It represents divine connection. So these could be 8 people, 8 signs. You could be seeing 888 a lot. But it's asking you to make another move. Decide to make another move. Take another risk. And you're like, make another change? I'm tired of changes. Change is constant. We talked about this. So your heart says, just take the risk, right? You've been speaking with the crystal reader, someone who likes crystals, and they're like, just take that risk. You've studied a lot. You've thought about it. You know, you've researched these topics about being free, about you and another free soul, and how you and this free soul interact with one another, how you both have an option, a choice to make, and you make your choices. And between the two decisions that are made, there has to be some sort of balance. There has to be a respect between the two of you and your free will, right? So three birds behind you, 3 birds in front of you. I think there is balance being made within your thought processes of the past. And now they're bringing you back to a certain point where there's someone that you're focused on that is, she's like a healer. But because she's not in her happy place, she is feeling very depleted emotionally. She's very financially abundant, she or he, because energies are fluid. It doesn't matter which energy I'm talking about, but the energy that is at hand is somebody who is literally a healer. They offer and hold space for you and other people, but they just don't know how to do it for themselves. And so as you go through transformation, I find that you're being very grateful for this enlightenment. You're very grateful for this experience. You're very grateful for the time that you've had to create sides amongst the way that you think, you know. This person could be water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's a big emphasis on Cancer. Cancer also talks about family. So you may have been in a family with this person. This person is very, very, very free at this time. They're angelic. They focus on their light aspects of them. They try to behave in the best way that they know possible. And so I see that you're going back in this direction. You're very grateful for the time that they've allowed you to experience time alone. I feel that you're getting out of this cycle of dark thoughts, feeling as though I'm not my thoughts. I'm observing them and how they play a part of what I'm creating, because in a place where it's getting onto Sagittarius season, so probably coming into this season, if you're not coming across this energy within another entity, then I would say it's about the approaching season ahead and what this season brings within so much holiday. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, boom, boom, boom. I mean, like, they're trying to speed up your energetic internal being just by the time of the season. But if you were to embrace this, saying coming into contact with this type of energy, you would sit there and say, okay, but wait, I'm stuck in this mode of overthinking something that has to change within myself now. I need to take this risk in love. I need to step out. I need to act like a fool again. I need to be myself, because the Fool card is the Aries energy. It is 2, which talks about you being headstrong, meaning that for a fact, meaning your ego says, I know, like I know where I'm supposed to be. 11:11. Whoa, I'm seeing 11:11 a lot today. I love that I saw it in your reading. So it tells me that you are dealing with a divine connection, but I wouldn't focus so much on who just yet, because the only person who's coming up is a water sign. So if you're dealing with water sign, then it's pretty obvious. But if you're not dealing with a person who's in water, then stay tuned. I'm going to have to tell you a little bit more. And it's not going to be jumping from A to Z, because it's never about the destination, but always about the journey. It says gratitude. I give thanks and appreciation each conscious moment of my life. So each moment, like we're talking about this awareness that you're receiving, each one of those light bulbs that go off in your head create the next page of your book, the next page of your inventory. Aha! It's like, oh, that's what that was. And so it is very important to feel gratitude for all that we have been able to accomplish. When we look at who we really are here and now, we open the wonderful source of spiritual energy that eternally flows in our lives. The feeling of gratitude fills our hearts and uplifts the vibrations of all that is around us, okay? So the feeling of gratitude, learning to be grateful for all that you've had, all that you've experienced, all that you were able to accomplish in this life. You've endured a lot of transformation. It says, I'm aware of the divine energy that moves my being and transforms me into who I am. So I feel like, although you may have not been able to say this is a way of transforming yourself, I feel like you've effortlessly embraced it in the past. You've been quick about it. You've moved with it. You've done whatever you needed to do to adapt to the change. And so now that you're now that you're at a standing point where you're thinking about all of this, you're being asked to just take inventory and give gratitude for all of those times. It says transformation is a mysterious process that includes many changes in itself. The caterpillar that becomes a butterfly, the cream transformed into butter, the lead that heavy vibrations into gold of the soul. From one level to another, an inner alchemy is processed, and suddenly we are transformed into a new dimension. Transformation happens naturally as we surrender to the flow of divine energies that give life to all there is. So I feel like at this point, you're learning to give thanks for the fact that you've endured so much transformation. Transformation that you weren't saying, here's the transformation, jump now. Here's the transformation, jump now. This is just something that you naturally adapted to off of being headstrong. Maybe you knew that you had to lead a lot of people. Maybe because of the way you've acted in the past, you've always been the person in leadership. You've always been the person to respond the quickest, because you may act like a fool sometimes, but some move is better than no move, right? And so at this point, this mysterious process has been something that you're now asked to be grateful for, because without even noticing, you were leveling up within your alchemy, being the alchemist, being the creator, because you took effortless steps into changing when needed to, not when asked to, but when opportunity presented itself. You changed, you changed, you changed. And that is an alchemist. And you're being asked to say thank you. Thank you for the fact that I was so powerful in doing so, that I didn't think twice, that I didn't doubt myself, that I responded. I responded quickly, I responded strongly, and I stood on what I believed. It says, I honor how I want to feel. You're learning to honor how you want to feel, and I recognize that I've chosen fear in the past. I choose again, and I choose love. So one thing about this experience, as we talk about polarities, especially between you, fire sign, and water signs, polarities. One is very action oriented and one just wants to hold and feel, right? So in a place where the water is strength is the same place where yours is a weakness, right? Where yours says, I need to move on. I can't sit here and just feel. I can't just sit here and allow this uncomfortable feeling to be filtered through me. I have to respond. And so you are working on responding, but in a place where you're thinking about how quickly you respond, thankful that you were able to do so because you had to. You're now going to sit here and look at the polarity of it, the opposite side of it, as you transform into this beautiful butterfly. I feel like your time right now, moving into who you want to be next, this next step is about being the fool, right? And your head knows where you need to go with this. You know, your head, I don't have to tell you, your head says where this next step is. If you're the female watching, it's in something that you've suppressed in order to get to your material world, your material gain. You said, I'll put this off to the side because it's not something that I'm comfortable focused on. What I'm comfortable focusing on is being my own boss, is being my own provider, is being the person to respond the quickest. And so I rely on my strength, right? Where in this connection of the past, you did not have to. You did not have to respond so quickly. You know, you really didn't have to be in fight or flight mode with this one thing. And that one thing always starts from within. It says, I feel okay to be able to say, not now. You know, I don't need to right now. You know, I don't have to. So I feel like all of this is your message, you know, honoring the way you want to feel is what matters the most. Because were you always responding out of fear? Maybe, you know, fear of not having, because one thing about you is that you are going to make sure you keep taking the actions necessary for survival. We talked about how many people you had to lead. And so I do think that at some points you had to choose what you were afraid of not having as opposed to embracing the just genuine comfort of not feeling the need to move, right? And so it says, I honor how I want to feel. So get to this point now in this next chapter of your life that says, you know, I've acted a fool in the past. I've made certain decisions based off of needing to be the quickest to respond. But what have I suppressed or neglected as a result to? I'm studying on this. I'm studying on this as my longevity means the ultimate most. My longevity, my mental health, the way I view my life and others based off of my thought processes means the most, okay? And so let me know how this resonates with you. It was a very big, strong feeling that was evoked from this message, like a deep breath I had to exhale, because it was a lot, but I think it was very necessary. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this message and look forward to seeing you next time.